Hey guys, this is Miss Hockman, and there's Kai. There's my puppy dog, one of my puppy dogs. Anyway, we're gonna show you how to solve some cubic and cube root equations. Trying a different format. I'm gonna just kind of use my iPhone and record with one hand and write with the other and see if that's a little bit easier. Honestly, it's just easier for me. Okay, so this is the worksheet y'all should have. It should say solving cubic and cube root equations. This is really similar to solving square root and quadratic equations. So the steps should seem really familiar to you. I'm gonna do numbers 2 and 4 with you guys, and then the rest are gonna be on y'all. So we're gonna start with number 2. We've got 3 times, remember parentheses mean times, 2x minus 1 to the power of 3 plus 1 equals 10. Since our variable is inside of the grouping symbol, that means we want to isolate the grouping symbol. So this is where our grouping symbol is, so we want to isolate that first. So we need to take out the positive 1, and we need to take out the 3. So I'm going to put that our first step here is to isolate. We want to isolate those parentheses. So we would go ahead and do our minus 1 first. And we will have left 3 times 2x minus 1 cubed. That cancels, and it's going to be equal to 9. Now our parentheses still are not isolated. We would now need to divide by 3, so we're still isolating. So we're going to divide this side by 3, divide this side by 3. We'll be left with 2x minus 1 to the power of 3 equals 3. Okay, and now we've got that grouping symbol isolated, but we still need to get to that variable. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of this exponent of 3. Since the entire side of the equation is raised to the power of 3, we would need to undo that by taking the cube root. So we're going to do the cube root of each side. I'm going to just do that to show my work here. So we're going to have this cube root and the cube are going to cancel out, so it'll just be left with 2x minus 1 equals the cube root of 3. So the cube root of 3, you need to check in your calculator. It is not 1. We're not saying 3 divided by 3. We're saying what is the cube root of 3. When you put that in your calculator, it's going to be kind of an ugly decimal. So I'm just going to leave it as the cube root of 3. So if it's not a nice whole number or an easily rounded decimal, just leave it in radical form. And now this is a basic linear equation, and we can just solve for x. So I'm going to switch to purple for the solving for x part. And I would add 1 to both sides, add 1. So now I'll have 2x equals the cube root of 3 plus 1. And then to finish getting the x by itself, I would need to divide both sides by 2. So divide by 2, divide this entire side by 2. You'll just have x equals the cube root of 3 plus 1, all divided by 2. And that's how you would leave your answer, because again, that cube root of 3 there's not a number. So you remember in geometry, like doing simplified radical form, we would do the same thing here in algebra. If it is something that you can simplify, then you would want to go ahead and simplify it. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to show y'all is number 4. And so this one, our variable again is inside of a grouping symbol. So we're going to want to isolate that grouping symbol first. So we would need to add 3 to both sides. That's going to cancel out, and we'll have 5 times the cube root of x plus 7 equals 5. And then this 5 is separate from this 3 here. The 3 is the index, is telling you that this is the cube root. This means 5 times. So to continue isolating this radical, we would now need to divide by 5. Okay, so all of this has been about isolating the radical. So this is going to cancel out, 5 divided by 5. And then we're going to have the cube root of x plus 7. Again, 5 divided by 5. Here it's not going to cancel out. We're going to have to replace it with 1, which is the definition of canceling out. And now to undo our cube root, we're going to cube both sides. Cube both sides. So 1 to the power of 3 is going to be 1. And here, if you cube a cube root, that's going to cancel out the entire radical. So we'll just have x plus 7 equals 1. So this is the step where you really need to make sure you're doing the right thing. If you're cubing or cube rooting, and you're getting rid of those grouping symbols. All right, and then now we have a basic linear equation, and we can solve for x. So we would want to subtract 7 from each side, and we'll have x equals -6. And that would be your final solution. Okay, that is how you're gonna do solving cubic and cube root equations. Kai, say bye to everybody. Kai. Hello. He's been sleeping all day because, of course, he did not sleep last night. So we'll make sure that gets better. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. If you have any questions, Ms. Thomas should be able to help you. As always, good luck. Have a great day. Miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. All right. Bye.